All right, I want to begin this video by giving our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Racha, Quadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the Lord's elect, beginning with the 144,000. This is a Ratazah from the Great Millstone GMS Atlanta camp. All right, with another quick video. All right, in this video is going to be centered around today's date, which is September 11th, 2024. All right, and today is 9/11. As you see, I have a post here from Facebook, KTLA News. And I just typed in 9/11, and this is one of the images that came up in the search. And as you see there, it says, never forget September 11th, 2001. Remembering 9/11. Today marks 23 years since the 9/11 attacks that changed America forever. We will never forget. And, we bring this up, or, anytime, whenever 9/11 comes around, we bring up how here it is, we're supposed to remember the past and, always keep 9/11 in our minds and always think back on it. But they don't keep the same energy when it comes to the history of our people. All right, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and, really just for the sake of this video, the so-called Negroes, all right, during our, history here in America, all right, which is Babylon the Great, according to the scriptures, to where, Jake went through, when Jake was basically in slavery, which was a very, very horrific time, man, for our people. All right. And anytime we bring that up, whenever we bring that up, we're told to be quiet. We're told to forget about that. That's in the past. That was a long time ago. We're told to get over it. But then when it comes to 9/11, here it is. We always supposed to remember this stuff, man. So they don't keep the same energy. You start bringing up, our people's, history as far as captivity and whatnot. They tell us to no, that's in the past, man. So it's a total contradiction, and when you bring these things up, they don't want to deal with it. You see what I'm saying? But the Most High, right? Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai didn't forget, and he's not going to forget. And we're not going to forget either. Okay, because there's a payback that's coming. Okay, that didn't just happen, and then it just got swept under the rug, and we just got to move on. No, there's going to be retribution for what you Edomites, all right? Yeah, you Edomites, you so-called white people did to the children of the Most High, all right, which is the Israelites. So I just want to get a couple of scriptures dealing with that. All right, the first one I have here is in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, in verse 7. And it says, remember the days of old. See that? It says, remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee, thy elders, and they will tell thee. All right. And we learned of these things, of course, by going into the history and researching these things. But we went and asked, our, grandparents and great grandparents as far as that time, how it was, man. We learned of these things, going through the history, as I mentioned, doing the research. But what the point of the verse I read was what? The beginning part. Remember the days of old. But here it is, these Edomites, all right, because they're guilty and they're ashamed of that history, they tell us to move on and just get over it, man. But here it is, we got to continue to remember goddamn 9/11 every year. You see? Total contradiction, man. It's another one. I think it's Psalms 143. And I believe it's the 5th verse. All right, let's go there real quick. All right, this is Psalms chapter 143 in 5. And it says, I remember the days of old. I meditate on all thy works. I muse on the work of thy hands. You see, so there it goes again, man. We all are to remember the past, the days of old, history. How's the old saying go? If you don't know the history, then you don't know the future or something like that. I'm probably butchering the quote, but yeah, we ought to remember the days of old, man. The same way they want us to remember goddamn 9/11, all right? The same way how, they want us to remember that, all right? We are not going to forget the history of you Edomites, all the atrocities, the grape robbery, the murder, the thievery, all of that is being brought to the forefront, man. You cannot run from it. You're going to have to pay for the crimes of your ancestors. All right. And the Heavenly Father believes in vengeance. He believes in payback. All right. And you Edomites, all right, the same way how you put the children of Israel in captivity. All right. The scriptures preach that, in the coming future, that you're going to go into captivity. And that's according to the Bible. All right. And we can, matter of fact, let's get a couple of scriptures on that. The first one is, let's see. Where was it at? Yeah. Isaiah 33 in verse 1. All right. Isaiah 33 and 1. It says, woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled. All right. Yeah. Who did the spoiling? All right. Esau, the so-called white man, the Edomites. All right. And woe means what? Death, judgment. Okay. Hell, misery. All of this is coming to you. It says, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. See that? Yeah. You spoiled the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. You dealt treacherously with us. All right. It says, when thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. See that? So it's going to be a flip this time. It's going to do a 180. You spoiled us. You dealt treacherously with us. Well, the Lord is going to allow his people to do the same to you. All right. It says, O Lord, be gracious unto us. We have waited for thee. Be thou their arm every morning. Our salvation also, in the time of trouble. All right. And the Lord is going to deliver his elect. All right. His chosen from out of the clutches, okay, of you devils, man. And it's going to be payback. All right. Let's get another one. I think it's Jeremiah, is it 30 and 16? Let's see if that's it. Jeremiah 30 in verse, yep. It's Jeremiah 30 verse 16. It says, therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured. See that? And the so-called white man has straight up devoured our people, man. Okay. Especially during the time of slavery. All right. From the point that we, got here, I believe it was 1619, all throughout, man, for hundreds of years, just devouring our people and still going on to this very day. It says, therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity. You see that? It says, and they that spoil thee shall be spoiled. It says, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. See that? So once again, just hitting the point that the Heavenly Father deals with retribution. He deals with payback. See that? So the ones that devoured us, that put us in captivity, the Lord is gonna give us the green light to put your ass in captivity. See? And we're never gonna forget what you did to our people. Just hitting back on the point, how we supposed to always bring up 9/11, and when this day comes around, we got to give all these, we got to give all these tributes and keep the people that perished in 9/11 in our thoughts and prayers and all that madness. Well, we're not gonna forget about the millions that died at the hands of you devils, man. All right, and that's not hate. That's just the truth. All right, and let's get old old faithful. All right, Revelation 13 verses 9 and 10. And it reads, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints, which the saints are Israelites. So there we go. That doesn't even need a breakdown like that. It just tells you straight out. He that has led somebody into captivity, eventually they're going to go into captivity. So that applies to you damn devils, all right? The so-called white man, the Edomites. And the reason why we call you the devil is because the Bible calls you the devil. The Bible calls you the wicked, all right? Pursuant to Job 9:24, pursuant to Malachi 1, you read from 1 to 4. And also you could use, what's that, 2 Thessalonians 2, where, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's the right book and chapter, which speaks about the mystery of iniquity, who's coming is after the working of Satan. You see, you're gonna have to go into captivity. Okay, retribution, payback. All right, and let's close on on this one. This came to mind. This is Deuteronomy 32, and excuse me, I think it's 30:7, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, all right, this is Deuteronomy 30:7. It says, and the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. See that? Because the nation of Israel are under divine curses, all right, because we broke the law, statutes, commandments, which slavery was a punishment. All right, that was a punishment or a curse for breaking the Most High's commandments. And the Lord just utilized you Edomites to inflict that punishment. But guess what? The Lord's about to flip it now. Okay, the curses that we had to endure and still enduring as a nation to this day, the Lord's going to flip it, take the curses off of us, and going to put the curses on you now. Okay, the enemies of our people, which essentially are the other nations. You see, and you hate us, you persecuted, and to this day you're still persecuting us. So what? The Lord's is going to turn things, right side up, man, to where we're going to inherit the blessings. When you read Deuteronomy 28 verses 1 to 15 or 1 to 14, and then you're going to inherit the curses, man. See that? So the Most High is fair. The Most High is just. He's balanced. And at the end of the day, he's going to elevate and exalt his people and put you nations in your place, man. All right. So yeah, that was pretty much it. I just wanted to do a quick video on this. Today's so-called 9/11. And the same way they say to never forget this, we ain't never gonna forget the history of you Edomites. Okay. So yeah, man, with that, it's just a short, quick one. All right, Lord willing, you was edified. Giving all praises to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem Rachak Quadash. And Lord willing, to the next video, we're going to say Shalom.